Great.
Don't wipe my orange.
Why not?
My orange is clean. Right off the tree, baby. It's not even an orange, it's a Tanger orange.
Tangelo.
Tangelo.
Tangelo, there you go.
You didn't taste it yet?
Yeah, we did.
What's
Oh,
the
you
low?
did? So you didn't get a sour face?
I have a scratch on the roof of my mouth.
Ronnie says I always have a sour face.
Burnt.
So you say I always have a sour face.
We had everything going against us.
Yeah, we were young. We were broke. We didn't know anything about business. We literally started from nothing.
We were never supposed to make it. Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, guys.
How you doing? Welcome to episode 18 of Win Anyway.
Yes, welcome back.
Yeah, we're on lockdown, quarantine,
Yeah.
going strong. I don't know how long it's been.
You
But
like it?
I've
Do you like
become
it?
the number one stay-at-home dad.
Yes, he is.
Freaking killing it.
Yeah.
Washing dishes, cleaning, writing naps, killing it. And I want to tell you that today's topic is very applicable because in the middle of being stuck at home, we are crushing it and absolutely just killing it. And we have a ton of momentum right now as a team. We're on fire. I think, quite honestly, we probably have more enthusiasm within the team than we've ever had before.
Yeah.
And maybe even more focus as an overall team than we've probably had in a long time, if not ever. So today's topic is a good one. It's one that I think you're going to like. And the title is How to Build.
On Zoom and online.
Yes, how to build on Zoom and how to build online. And run a team, run an organization, run a company, and continue to maintain your momentum. Long distance, from state to state, city to city, virus to virus, whatever you got, how to win online.
Yes. So now, no matter what, so even if, you're watching this 3 years from now and everything's back to normal, but you want to learn how to expand across the United States, this is perfect. So,
Yes, how to peel a something.
Tangelo?
Yeah, I'm not good
Tangelo?
at this at all, by the way. So this is definitely not a peeling tutorial. I asked Ronnie to do it for me. She said no.
Yes. Yeah. So obviously this is something that, so how to build on Zoom and online. So this is something that we've been doing for a while now, previous to this happening, this whole pandemic thing. And so we want to share with you what we were doing and what we did to amp it up, since now we're doing everything 100% online, virtual, with the team and on an individual level as well, and on a client level. So that's what we're going to be talking about. And so the first thing we should talk about is, let's just talk about on the client side.
Yeah,
So
for
people
sure.
ask, when we've had people ask, okay, do you run online appointments? And the answer is yes. And we ran online appointments even before this, because sometimes, we live in Southern California, we live in Los Angeles County, and if you live here, you know how bad the traffic is. And if you don't live here, you've heard about how bad the traffic is.
Yeah, it's terrible. It takes an hour to go 20 miles.
I would say even worse than that. Yeah, sometimes even worse than that. I think sometimes it's faster to get out and walk. So
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally faster to get out and walk.
yeah, exactly. And so we've been running online appointments for a while now. And they've worked out great for us. Have you noticed a difference between having them online and having them in person?
Obviously, having them in person, it's a little bit better.
Right.
Because you could shake their hand. Not now you can't. You ain't shaking nothing. You ain't shaking nobody's hand.
Right.
But yeah, that physical touch. That physical touch can't be replaced. The ability for them to walk in to experience your office.
Yeah, to see the office, to meet
Hear
people.
the music, offer them water. They get to sit in your chair, smell your air freshener, all that
Right,
stuff.
right.
You can't replace that. And there's always going to be a slight edge where that's easier and more effective, a little bit, because the rapport and the relationship could be a little stronger because you're in person, But we kill it online all day.
Yeah, absolutely. So what my point in saying that and having him talk about that is that it's not an excuse for you not to win.
Nope.
Having to do appointments online is not an excuse for you not being able to close. you should be able to close even, more so, because this is an opportunity for you to practice your skills. And so, a couple of things, I just want to spend a couple minutes just talking about, how we run appointments on Zoom.
Yeah. Well, I would tell you got to get good at it. There's a learning curve. We utilize Zoom a lot.
Yes.
We've been doing it for about a year and a half when it comes to running appointments. And you got to master it. You got to get good at it. It takes practice.
Yeah, you have to get comfortable with it's a very easy program to use, but you still have to get comfortable with it. You have to get very familiar with it.
Right.
And you just have to get familiar with technology in general. And so the first thing I think you need to start with is to make sure that your technology is good enough.
Yeah.
Do you need to spend, $6,000 upgrading everything? No, I think, starting out with a phone that has a good camera and that actually works will be helpful, right? And then also having a good Wi-Fi connection or internet connection, which is not always the easiest thing to do, but it's definitely important.
No, that's everything.
Yeah.
If your internet is going in and out the whole time, Zoom requires you to have a good internet connection. So if your internet's going in and out the whole time, it's not going to work. Your phone, decent camera, okay? You can't look like you're, like they can't even see you.
Yeah.
You guys, we're in the money business. So everything you do should portray money. So you should be clear online, clear in your internet connection. Make sure that you're using equipment that works. Practice. Actually practice. Part of getting good at it is practicing. When I first started, I literally practiced Zoom, sharing the screen. All these different things are things that I practiced with myself.
Unmuting.
Yeah, my phone here, my iPad there, my phone there, my MacBook there, muting, unmuting, being able to maneuver in between my presentations, do all that stuff. Don't learn on appointments. Learn before your appointments, and master that. Another thing I would say is you probably need to have wherever you're running the appointment needs to be clean and professional.
Yes, definitely, and you need to be clean and professional. Okay.
Yeah,
so because I've seen this happen before, because if we're running an appointment and it's usually not the trainer, usually the trainer is, on their A game. It's usually the trainee. The trainee's like, oh, well, since I'm home, I don't have to go to the office. I'm going to run this appointment in my pajamas. So they're sitting there, hair all messed up, barely wearing any clothes, because they're in their PJs.
Yeah,
and
in a freaking,
sitting in their bed.
In an undershirt, tank top, smoking weed on camera.
Yeah. And
literally, not exaggerating.
And how far do you think you're going to get like that? Honestly,
you're going to get
nowhere.
Nowhere.
And so both the trainer, the trainee, you guys need to be presenting yourself as if you're in the office. You need to run the appointment the same, like if you're in the office. The same amount of professionalism, the same amount of time and care that it takes into getting to know your client. You need to be doing that online as well.
Here's the deal. We did an entire training for our team on this. It does not matter if it's on Zoom. It should be as if it's in the office, as if they're across from you at the desk. I've had times I pull up the Zoom, I'm fired up, about to run a KTP, and I kid you not, my client answers the Zoom, and I think he's got it on the back pad at the gym.
Oh.
And he's right there doing freaking tricep pull downs, sweating. And I'm like, he's like, oh yeah, I'm here. I'm ready. I'm like looking at my trainee like, bro, really? And I was like, hey, you know what? I see you're working out. Hey, you know what? Maybe we should reschedule. Oh, no. I'm good. I got you right here on the seat. And I'm just getting my workout in, but I'm here. I could pay attention. No, that's not going to fly.
Yeah.
As if you're in the office. I want the camera just like this. I want you sitting there next to your spouse with the camera pointing at both of you. You're both in the same frame. The TV's not on. You're not smoking weed. You're not drinking a beer. You're not eating dinner during the appointment. You're not eating an orange during the appointment. It's as if we're in the office together. And then on my end, my trainee's next to me. If the trainee's on Zoom, same thing. Camera in front, good internet, good lighting, no distractions. I need 40 minutes of your undivided attention.
Yes.
And I'm suited up. My trainee's suited up. And hopefully my client's at least got some clothes on.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the ultimate goal. And let me just tell you, obviously during this time you're going to be at your house. So it's important that the environment's quiet.
Yeah.
And so if you live with your family, it's a conversation of, hey, I'm about to run an appointment. Please be quiet. Being in a separate room, not having, the kids running around and screaming. So that way you can dedicate that time to running that appointment.
Right.
And it goes on both sides, the trainee, the client, and on yourself as a trainer. So everything just needs to be set up correctly ahead of time. That way when you jump on, you're just ready to go. You know how to use it. You're dressed the right way. The energy is good. And you can have as little hiccups as possible.
It doesn't work if it's not set up right.
Yes.
Everything
absolutely.
comes down to the setup. Every single thing.
Yep. They're only going to take you as seriously as you take yourself. So just remember that.
Yeah, you guys, if you can master Zoom, you will crush it. Mm-hmm. I don't even map people out anymore, if I'm just being honest, because we just do everything online. I give them the option. Hey, there's an office near you. I could send you there, or we could just rock with technology. And almost every time they go, no, let's just roll with technology. That's how I got here. That's how I started. It's working so far. And then right now, we're mastering it. Just mastering it. Like, take some time and master it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I heard the Zoom's $20 a month. Get your broke ass out of here. That's why you're broke.
How are
put
you
some
going to
money
run a
into your
business?
business.
Yeah. How are you going to run a business?
Oh, well, how do I Zoom from my phone? Buy an iPad. Buy a tablet. Buy a MacBook. Buy a cardboard box and a marker. Something that you could meet online. We don't use Skype. I hate Skype. Skype sucks. FaceTime. You can do FaceTime. But you can't do more than... Well, you can. You can put a bunch of people on there. But I'm telling you, just take the time to learn it. We do everything through our cell phone, all through our iPhone. I got the iPhone, what is that thing? 11 Plus?
11, I think, yeah.
11 Max Plus, super sized.
Yeah, the big one.
The big one. And, dude, we do everything on that. In fact, DJ Just Jay, our producer, he produces this entire thing from his iPhone. This is being filmed on the iPhone now.
We get that question all the time. What do you guys film with? His phone.
iPhone.
Literally, Jay Justin's phone.
He has a lot of twerking videos, so he's running out of memory.
Yeah, he almost uploaded that instead, but he caught it on the last second.
Yeah. But, dude, the iPhone. Literally on the iPhone. Back in the day, I'll tell you what we used to do. Back in the day.
Old school.
Mm-hmm. We'd have our MacBooks, and we'd have a white paper, and we'd point the screen down, and we'd be drawing on the paper. And we'd be like, all right, can you see that? Can you see that? No? All right, here, never mind. We'd go to the BPM room, and we'd have the trainee, all right, here, bro, hold the camera. And I'd stand there, and I'd draw on the whiteboard like a teacher. Like when you're doing your licensing class, and that old man's right there explaining everything to you. That was the old school way of doing it. It's a whatever it takes. You got to win anyway.
Yeah. And now you can use PowerPoint. You can use
everything.
Yeah, you can use everything. So that's why we say get familiar with the technology and use what is most comfortable for you.
There's no excuse for you to be like, oh, but the guy's too far.
No.
All my people are out of state. So what?
Yeah.
We got people in dozens of states. Probably we're getting close to all 50 states. We've got a client somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
New York, Hawaii, all over the place. There's zero excuse. If you could find your wife on the other side of the country, why can't you find a damn recruit on the other side of the country? You could meet your spouse online. Why can't you write an app online? There's no excuse.
Yeah. So figure it out. We're giving you literally the whole foundation. So now it's your time to just freaking figure it out. There's a million tutorials on YouTube about, how to use your iPhone and how to use Zoom and whatever and PowerPoint. So just use the resources that are available to you. Cool?
Dude, fire it up.
All right. Thank you.
This is souvenir.
All right. All right.
Here's the deal. You gotta master it, okay? Mm-hmm. Because then you can expand.
Yes.
Once you take the learning curve and you figure it out, you could go anywhere. There's no limits anymore.
Cool.
Everybody's sick. Your clients are sick. So when your client's sick, so what? Go on Zoom. Mm-hmm. Oh, you don't have to cancel the appointment. Go on Zoom.
Yeah, they try to reschedule. Oh, there's so much traffic. I'm not going to get there in time.
Exactly.
Perfect. Zoom.
Oh, I got an emergency. Oh, perfect. Go on Zoom.
Yeah, my kids are sick. I can't leave them.
Go on Zoom. Everyone likes to have an excuse. There's no excuse today. You can't open. You got diarrhea. Sit on the toilet on Zoom. Doesn't matter. There's no excuse. Master it. Figure it out.
Cool.
Number 2, what are we doing? How to build
Yeah.
online. So that's how you do the client
That's
stuff.
the client side. So we're going to talk about how to build your business. Like really this is the building part,
Right.
the team part. So that's what we're going to spend the next, few minutes talking about, the team part. So first thing, one-on-one. How do you continue to have that one-on-one relationship with the people you're training, your leaders, people in your base shop? How do you continue to do that? And so the first thing I would say is you have to get really, really good at over communicating. And a lot of you guys suck at this. Unless you see the person on, whenever you have your training nights, usually you're not talking to your people. So some of you guys just suck at this and you guys need to get way better at it. And it's over communicating and using FaceTime. If you don't have Apple, which I don't know why
You got an orange.
Yeah. If you don't have Apple, what do people who don't have Apple use? Skype? For FaceTime? What do they have? Skype?
Probably Zoom.
For video calls?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, okay.
I don't know. Snapchat,
Snapchat.
Instagram,
Instagram?
Facebook Messenger.
Okay, whatever you're using for video like calls, right?
Yeah.
So jumping on there so that way you could see them face to face. It's the next best thing is seeing them face to face. So you're able to check in on them. A few things. You want to check in on them. You want to still goal set with them and you want to challenge them at the end of the day. You want to help them get to that next level. And everything that you would be doing in person, you can 100% do this online. The wrong mentality to have about all of this that we're talking about is, I'll just wait until things get better. No, that's the absolute. Why are you going to put your progress on pause? You're going to lose all your momentum. No one's going to be growing. So you have to keep making sure that you're talking to your people.
You just got to be hungry enough to adapt. Mm-hmm. Adapt with the times, adapt with technology. This is where everything's going anyways.
Yeah.
But over communicating is, I don't really call people. I pretty much only FaceTime people.
Yeah.
I like it better because I could have an in-person, face-to-face conversation with them. I could see it. I could feel it. I like that a lot better. But over communicating, text, your group me's, all that stuff we'll talk about in a second. But you should be in communication with people on a daily basis. The majority of you that are watching this do not have a team big enough where you can't talk to all your key people every day. And so constantly communicating with them, checking in on them, challenging them, setting goals, helping them create activity, making phone calls, booking appointments. These are things you got to do on a daily basis. Ronnie nailed it. If the person's like out of state and we're building cross states, you have to talk to them every day as if you're dating. Like if you're dating someone, you don't just talk to them once a week. Mm-hmm. You talk to them every day. You don't just talk to them once a day. You probably talk to them multiple times per day. You don't just, it's not just Wednesday nights and Saturday mornings. It's every single day. So you got to constantly be in communication with them and not just calling them to be like, yo, you have any appointments?
No. They won't answer your phone. If they ever feel like you need them or you're trying to get something out of them, they will just stop answering your phone calls.
Yep.
But if they feel like you're calling in to check on them, to help them, to see what they need, then of course they're going to answer your phone call.
Yeah, you got to have OCC. Like some people have OCD. Mm-hmm. OCC, obsessive compulsive communication.
Yeah.
Or it's constant, every day, all day, building a relationship, building a friendship, not bugging them, but checking in. Hey, what do you need from me? How did everything go? How was the meeting? Did you enjoy it? What did you learn? What stood out to you the most? Getting them involved, doing stuff like that. So over communicate.
Yeah. And let me tell you what you're talking about. You're not talking about anything negative. Okay. So you're bringing energy to the table.
Right.
Okay. You're not sucking energy out of the conversation. So whatever you got to do to make sure that your energy is in the right place, you got to make sure that you do it. So you're calling them, you're in a good state, right? You're passing that along to them and you're talking about good things. You're talking about where they're going. You're talking about what goals they're going to hit and you're talking about how they're going to do that. Right? And when they get off the phone, they should feel re-energized and they should feel excited about what they're going to be working on.
It's constantly selling the vision, the vision. Like in the middle of all this, us being on quarantine, lockdown, stuck at home, jail, all that stuff. we're constantly talking about how, man, this is a freaking blessing for our team.
It is.
We are so much better now than we were 10 days ago because everyone is leveraging the crap out of freaking online within Tenacity. I mean, we're crushing it. We really are. We have so much momentum. We have people starting that they already just think everything's online. They don't even know. I told a guy yesterday, said, we have an office. We usually meet right down the street. And he's like, oh, there's an office too? I'm like, yeah, man. It's like, see it. But then other people are like, I can't recruit because they're like, well, do you have an office? Is it one of those things? I don't know how to use technology. It's like, dude, what do you mean you don't know how to use technology? This has made us so much better, but we're constantly over-communicating, leaving nothing to chance.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's next? So
Next.
number one is to get good at running appointments online. Let's cover something real quick on that. People go, could I get your DM messages? Some of you ask me the stupidest shit on Instagram, just so you know. But some of you ask great questions, and I answer them all. Whether they're dumb or not, we still answer them. But here's the deal. It's not a stupid question because it's in your head. But here's my point. So let me just clarify. Do we run client appointments on Zoom? Yes. Do we run recruiting appointments on Zoom? Yes. Do we run BPM appointments on Zoom? Yes. Do we run fast start appointments on Zoom? Yes. Do we run annual reviews on Zoom? Yes. Do we run chargeback appointments on Zoom? Yes. And then we turn them into them keeping their policies. So like we run everything on Zoom. So don't be in my DMs like, well, what about this? What about that? What about, dude, what else are you going to do? Especially right now, you can't do anything. So yes, you run it all on Zoom. Everything.
Yes. The same exact appointment that you're running in person, you're running it on Zoom. Because I already know someone's going to ask, well, how do you do that on Zoom? Same thing. Same exact thing.
Right.
On Zoom.
And if your leadership says, no, we're not doing Zoom, then your leadership's dumb.
Because what else are you going to do?
Yeah.
What else are you going to do? You can't leave your house. What else are you going to do?
Don't listen to that crap. If you're the only one in your office doing everything on Zoom, I make you one promise. You will pass everybody.
Yeah. Which I don't think any leaders are saying that. So that wouldn't make any sense. But I guess you never know. So that was the first thing. Client appointments on Zoom.
Everything
Second
on
thing,
Zoom. Yep.
One-on-one conversations. Utilize your technology. Utilize Instagram. What he said, Snapchat, FaceTime, Skype, phone call, text.
Tinder, all of it.
Don't use that. When we say date your team, we don't actually mean literally. Some of you guys take that way too literally. Do not date your team.
Yeah, they go wide, deep,
Do
10
not
wide,
do that. If you want to have a business,
field train,
don't do that. Okay.
meeting after the meeting after the meeting after the meeting.
And the third thing that we're going to talk about, is building with your team as a whole, as a group. How are you building with your team? So I want to talk to you real quick about environment because a big part of our business, and that was the only maybe question mark in my head when we were moving everything into Zoom, is how are we going to have the same energy, the same environment, the same excitement, the same when I get out of this training, I'm excited, I'm, recharged, I'm re-energized. Like, how do we have that same feeling? And we found it like the first, time we attempted to do this. And it was, if on Zoom, how do you have that, Mozone feel, that mixer feel, that energy? And honestly, is we just decided like it doesn't need to be 100% corporate where we mute everybody, when they're getting into the call. We let them all mingle and talk, and their mics are unmuted, and they're talking to each other, and they're laughing, and they're having fun, and boom, environment
so true.
transferred online.
And Ronnie did a great job of creating that because she's the one who usually starts the meeting. And we've got a couple hundred people online at once. And, dude, they're fired up, man.
They're
and
so
you know what it
excited.
is it's giving your team, giving them the confidence to be themselves. That's what it is. Like, we've got a girl on the team. Her name's Karina. And she comes in yesterday to do, like, recognition.
Yeah.
And she comes on the screen and she's like, what? And I'm like, what in the world?
So
like, dude,
excited,
she's so fired up, and her energy's so pure and so genuine and just
She's
so
so awesome.
Yeah, dude, I was like, man, she is great. And here's the deal. Like, it's giving them a place to shine like that and giving them the confidence to hey, yo, go for it.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to get on there and be like, well, hello, everybody. My name's Jay. I'm going to do the announcements today. And it sounds like you're emceeing my funeral. You know what I mean?
Right.
Dude, it's that environment. It's literally, you could create that. Some of you never had an environment in person. By the way, we did a whole entire podcast episode on how to create a team culture. I don't remember what episode it was. It was one of the first 5 or 6. And it was a great episode. We got a ton of feedback on it. How to create a team culture. Here's the deal. We've got the team culture that just transitioned to online. It transitions to our GroupMe. GroupMe's blowing up all day. All freaking day. If I check right now how many GroupMe messages, literally since we got on here, there's 226 messages.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just freaking blowing up amongst our different groups. And here's the deal. It's you could create an environment now that when you go back and you take this stuff back to your BPMs, it starts online and you take it to the meeting in person. And it becomes strong and powerful.
Yep. And this is how we started it, by the way. And I'll share, this is kind of something that I wouldn't think to share, but this is how we started it, literally. And this is how you start anything. This is how you sell anything. And it's going to your team and going, dude, we're all going to be stuck in our houses, but guess what? We love challenges and we love finding new ways to master things. So we are going to tear it up on Zoom. Mm-hmm. We are going to find a way to just maximize it. And we're going to get so good at it. We're going to be the best at it. No one's going to be better than us at Zoom.
Nobody is, I promise.
And the team was like, yeah, they just got excited because they felt like we were excited about it. We weren't like, oh no, what are we going to do?
Right.
We're not going to be able to go to the office anymore.
Dude, it's freaking...
It was a total opposite. We're like, we got this. If anybody's got this, we got this. And the team was excited. They were fired up and they took on the challenge with us. If you even want to call it a challenge to us, it was just something new and exciting to do.
Dude, I'm so pumped about it. I'm so excited about it. It's made us so much better just utilizing Zoom at a whole new level. The fact that everyone in your team will know how to use Zoom by the time you're done with this, and then they could all run appointments.
Yeah.
I mean, it's taken us to a whole new level. And another thing is that when people get online, it's a way to connect with people that some of these people, man, it's so hard for them to get to the meeting because of their work schedule and then traffic. They got to pick up their kids on the way. Mm-hmm. It's I've got people texting me and they're like, yo, I got mixed feelings, man, because I'm not missing any of the meeting anymore because I'm not having to get there late and I don't have to sit in hours of traffic, but then I miss everybody, you know? So it's mixed feelings. But I'll tell you that we're so excited about when we go the day that the quarantine's over. It's going to be like a family reunion. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, it's like the freaking first of the year, like New Year's, everybody, tonight's the first night we're back in person.
Yeah.
I'm freaking fired up about it. What else, though? It doesn't need to be corporate. What else?
I say you run everything just like you're running in person. And I know he mentions that you do recognition. Why skip out on the most exciting part of the whole training? Doing recognition, seeing how everybody did for the week, doing announcements, stuff like that, what you've got going on, keeping people informed, really, like we said, over communicating and letting people know, hey, this is what we got going on this week. We want to make sure everybody's going to jump on, all that stuff. And really just creating that excitement and creating that energy through your Zoom trainings.
Yeah, being positive, selling the dream, being vision focused.
Yeah.
Focused on where we're going as a team. The next week, this is where we're going to be by next month. All that kind of stuff. It's part of creating an environment online.
Yeah, and when you're not having Zoom trainings, we utilize, like he was talking about, GroupMe. So we have a big GroupMe for everybody who's in our office, right? Everybody who we're working with, and that's where they post their activity, what they got going on for the day, what they accomplished, what their goals are, and they post that, just as their day goes on, and it keeps going off and on, off and off, because if you're ever uninspired, if somebody on your team is not inspired, they can look on there and see, people are working, people are making things happen.
Yep.
And they can get ideas of how to do that because everybody's posting what they're working on.
And then people go, dude, freaking Zoom, the GroupMe thing rings all day. And I'm like, but just imagine if it rang all day and it was all your team. You'd be fired up.
Right.
You wouldn't be muting it. You wouldn't be turning it off. In fact, if it stopped ringing, you'd be like, yo, what's going on? Why does it stop? But there will come a day when it's all your team. Mm-hmm. So that's good. How else do we create an environment online?
One of the things that I know we talked about it before, but we make sure that everybody is on message. And what I mean by that is that no negativity. Everything is positive. You know, for a second there, people were posting, you know, news updates on, you know, the virus. And we told our leadership, hey, that's all out there in the world. People, when you pick up your phone, that's what you see. When you go on Instagram, that's what you see. When you go on different social media platforms, that's what you see. This should be the only place where people can go, and it's all positive. So I was like, I don't want to see that anymore.
I put a couple coronavirus memes because they were funny.
But then it kind of snowballed after that. It started like becoming a normal thing, and it wasn't, you know, as funny anymore. But,
Guilty.
But we told our leadership, hey, make sure that you guys are being positive, because people need that. People need that environment. And so on our group meet, it's everybody being positive and everyone's there for each other. But at the same time, you know, we're getting to work and we're getting results. And it's that, you know, positive peer pressure of like, oh, they're working, so I need to be working too.
And Ronnie nailed it when she said that everyone stays on message. So you should have different groups in your group meet.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we have the entire group for the whole team. Then you have the SMD teams. Then you have your front directs, your trainers, you know, whatever you call them.
Your new associates that you're working with.
They have their own individual groups. Here's the deal, though. If you're putting out as a leader, you're putting out the message to your team that this is the message. We're going to hit this week. This is the goal for the week. Everyone's communicating the same thing. Mm-hmm. Everyone's speaking the same language. And that's how you create an environment where everyone's in unison.
Yeah, and things are getting done.
Yeah, productive, effective, efficient,
Positive,
challenging, competitive. You know, this is and man, if you could have it online, it's online is it's so easy to transition that to in person once you create it online. But, you know, I said it in the other episode in the episode on how to create a team culture, it's the hardest thing you ever do is create a culture.
And you have to commit to it. You have to sell out to it before anybody else is going to sell out to it.
Right.
You can't tell your team to do it if you don't believe in it, if you don't believe it's exciting and if it's awesome and if it's effective. If you don't believe that stuff, you're like, oh, let's just try it. Let's see if these people are right. Because, you know, someone's going to say that, like, let's try this thing. Let's see if it's all typed up to be.
Well, that's why everybody loses, because that's how they do everything. They just try it.
Yeah.
That's how they try the business. Oh, try it out. Oh, yeah, I tried that. Be vegan. Yeah, I tried that. And I tried it. Oh, it's hard. It's just so hard.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, no, dude, everything for you is hard. Building a base shop's hard. Getting in shape is hard. Writing apps is hard. Getting paid is hard. Getting your ring is hard. Getting your promotion is hard. Prospecting, recruiting, everything's hard. We get it. Look, if you sell out to it, it works. Mm-hmm. You can't fall into the mediocre middle class employee crap of only doing things that are easy and convenient and things that you could get done overnight. This is going to take time. Mastering it will take time, but you can master it.
Yeah.
When we were in Hawaii, there was something I wanted to master by the time I left, and I spent one night till 4 o'clock in the morning up on my iPad figuring it out, and I mastered it. And it's all it took, man. It's a small learning curve for an entire career full of blessings.
Yeah, and like he said, it's a career full of blessings, because this is something that's not going to go away once, you know, quarantine's over. This is something that online is just taking over everything. Mm-hmm. So it only makes sense that this ship also moves with everything else.
It makes it fast is what it makes.
Yeah.
It makes it fast. It makes the business fast. And if you don't want to do it, that's fine. We'll just keep kicking your ass, and you can stick to overhead projectors and chalkboards.
You could go down with the likes of, you know, Blockbuster and, you know, stick with your ways. Yeah, stick with your ways.
All right, you guys. Hey, we appreciate you. You know, this was a topic we wanted to cover because you've been asking about it so much on Instagram. We still plan to do 10 things to do before and after big events.
But right now, we're not allowed to do any big events, so.
True that. We're not allowed to do events. That's so true. But we're killing events on Zoom.
Yeah, so there
you
go.
FaceTime and all that other stuff. But we appreciate you guys. We appreciate you sharing, commenting, Those of you who jump on when I do Instagram Live, that's fun. Maybe we'll do that sometime soon again.
Yes, so please go on YouTube and put in the comments what you guys want us to talk about next, because that's where we check for topics. If you message us on Instagram, that's great, but it kind of gets buried in there. So please go on Instagram, YouTube, comment, and then respond to other people's comments. Let's help each other out.
Real quick, we've pretty much hit almost every obvious topic that we could hit on the podcast. We've hit how to prospect, why we love recruiting, how to make, we've pretty much hit all the general topics.
Right.
So at this point, they're going to be a lot more specific. So your requests are great.
Yes.
Drop it in a group me, spread the word. It means the world to us, you guys, genuinely.
Yes.
And we commit to continue to help you and keep kicking butt. Don't forget to wash your hands.
Yes. Stay safe.
Can
Stay
I tell
clean.
a joke?
No.
Should I tell a joke? Should I tell the fact that I won't tell it.
No.
All right, you guys, we're out. Later.
Later.